July weekend, everyone. I hope you've had a good one. Right now, let's get ready for another episode of The Rolling Escape. Good morning, everyone. It's been a little while since our last video. We didn't end up going out. We had a busy June, so we didn't end up going out camping and on any sort of rolling escape adventures. This morning, I have purchased the RV AC silencer, and I'm going to be doing an install on that today. We're going to be taking a significant summer road trip, heading across, eventually arriving in South Dakota at Mount Rushmore and that whole area. We are going to be going through hot areas. We are going to see if we can get the air conditioner to be more quiet. That's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be doing the AC silencer install. This is our current situation here. In our rig, of course, we have this, this is the unit, the main unit, and we can open these vents directly here. Some units that don't have the vented AC like we have, this is the only place where the air is going to come out in those rigs. But we have the vented, and so we don't even need it to come out here. We usually keep these closed, and the air is circulated through all these different vents throughout the rig. What I think I'll do, I don't have a decibel reader or anything like that. I have to start the generator in order to run the air conditioning, which is going to obviously make noise. Generator is going to make noise. But I want to just do a little test myself to see the noise that the air conditioner unit makes prior to starting this project and compare it to what our final outcome is. Well, it's definitely loud. Yeah, it's definitely loud. By taking these filter covers off, I should actually get the install video. At the AC silencer website, they have installation videos for your particular unit, and I've watched that already, but I may have to reference it. You can see kind of, I don't know if you can see, let's see, put it on there. You can kind of see there that this is where the dust and the dirt has been caught on the intake side. So you don't need a whole lot more than a screwdriver for this job. I had taken this apart the other day before we ordered the silencer, just to make sure that the one that I was ordering was the right one, and we kind of just took a look at it. I don't know why that screw's not coming out. So there's that. Set that aside. Yeah, so gingerly and carefully set that aside. helps to be tall. Okay. All right. So this is what we have up here. We've got the intake side sucking the hot air up into the compressor, and the return. So this is where the cool air is going to be blowing back down in. And in the case if this was the only return, it would come out those vents and blow right through here. But this is a vented air conditioner, so it comes down from here and goes into these vents that then gets pushed out over to each of the areas of the RV where these vents are open. So there's one vent here on the return and another one here. This piece right here separates, of course, the hot side from the cold side. So in the installation video, they really show that you need to make sure this is secure, which it does feel like it's pretty secure. And then it's really important to try to make all of this very tight and sealed and flush, including all of these vents. So you have a nice smooth intake and return where you don't have leaks and different areas that are going to create turbulence that's going to reduce the airflow. So the kit comes with this foil tape, and a lot of this I think needs to be maybe redone because it's loose and sloppy. So let's take a look at what comes in the kit. So this is an extra piece that I ordered. It's now dirty. For our unit, because the actual center unit is smaller than what our old footprint was. So what this should do, I'm gonna be like that, is this is gonna frame it so that it matches our old footprint. That's how that's gonna go. Because as you can see here, the trim pieces stop. And so with the new AC silencer, if it's only covering up this area, we're gonna have the footprint and these gaps where the old frame used to fit, and it's not going to look sloppy. So they suggest in that case that you get this extra piece, which we ordered, which I think was I can't remember if it's like 30 extra bucks or whatever, but that's that. Okay, so you have this. You can see this is part of the sound deadening material that's going to be used, which is the effective part of this design. So here's some sound deadening, and here is more sound deadening. So when this all goes on like this, you have the air flowing, coming in here, coming across this sound deadening. There's sound deadening up in here, and then exchanging. So I think that's the key to their system. Oh, there's that, these two pieces. And then we have an electrostatic filter, which apparently is easier to clean. So there's that. It also comes with some extra foam to seal up any air gaps. It comes with the foil tape and some screws. So that's the kit, and some pretty simple instructions. All right, step one, remove the original Coleman ceiling cover down to the metal AC mounting plate. That's what we've done so far. If you have springs under the 4 mounting bolts, remove the springs one at a time. See figure 1. So it looks like we have no springs, thank goodness. Because then you have to undo these long bolts, which are what's actually holding the compressor on the roof to here. So I'm glad we don't have to remove those. Place black base with arrows pointing towards the rear onto the mounting plate, lining up the 12 holes and the air intake. So here's the arrow that needs to be pointing towards the rear. So it's going to go like that. First, what we're going to do is we're going to clean up some of this sloppy tape. Because I want this cleaner. Although they've got it. Got it pretty clean. Let's hope I can make it better. So the tape has like a backing to it that you peel off. And let me tell you, it is way harder to deal with than I thought it was. It's just, you know, you're in small spaces and it's just not easy. So that vent, it looks like we're trying to just seal all. There was a kind of an opening right there, so we're just trying to seal that and make sure that it's all open. I wanted to show what I'm going to tape right now. Here's the vent. Let's go back. Okay, so here's the vent. It's going to vent out to the RV. You can see this top edge here. There is a gap right there. So that's what we're going to put the foil tape through there to make that a smoother transition so you don't end up losing any or creating turbulence or any sort of loss of air through that area. Okay, we've got that piece of foil tape now that is sealed that up. So now that should be a little smoother right into the vent. This is the return side. So now we have kind of nice, smooth, tight corners and edges all throughout into the vents on either side. It comes down, comes into this cavity here, and then is going to be blown into the vented area through here. That side's done. Now we have some taping to do on this intake side. There's obviously some wires and things, but we'll do a little bit of work here. We're going to be starting the process of putting these plates up. It was suggested that we take this black plate and kind of put it together and line it up down with the trim piece. Put the screw in one side before bringing it up. We're using the longer screws that hold in the filter to begin with, as was suggested. I'm using a regular screwdriver. In the video, he's using a drill, but he says that this is fine. We'll do the other side. Hopefully we have this in the right spot. Okay. Seems pretty snug. I've got it all installed. It was recommended that this center, I don't know if they call it a baffle or whatever, this centerpiece that divides the intake from the return be secured to the black, this black frame here. I ran out of the silver tape, so I ended up using another kind of tape to just make sure that it's securely adhered to it. Then the filter goes in. These screws are the longer screws that leave a little gap, and you push it up and then slide it to secure the filter in place. And lastly, again, what he says, this needs to be, there's an arrow here that points to the rear of the RV. There is a corresponding arrow on here that points to the rear of the RV. And then the holes on the sides that keep this piece adhere, or attached to the other part, will line up. If you have it facing the wrong direction, the holes are not going to line up. And then we just do the final securing screws that go in the side here that keep it in place. I think I've got that right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And we should have two more for the other side, which is going to be a little more difficult because the slide is in right now. There we go, not too bad. If you look up here now, you can see how nice that this extra trim piece is, because the previous cover was larger. That helps hide all those flaws that were underneath the other unit faceplate. The other question that I was going to have about installing this silencer is I'm 6'4", and this hangs down further than our other one, but thankfully I can still clear it and not bump my head at 6'4", so that's good. And you got to remember that the generator makes so much noise. When we're plugged into electricity, we won't have all that generator noise, but I don't have 30 amp service, so we're gonna kick on the generator so we can run this. Now I feel like there's air coming out of these things. That didn't feel like there was any air coming out of them before. Definitely is an increased flow of air. That's for sure. And this is definitely quieter. Okay, you guys, I am totally and completely thrilled with this situation. It muffles the noise that the air conditioning compressor makes, like, massively. You can still easily carry on a conversation or watch TV up in the front. Although, obviously, I have my generator on in order to run my air conditioning right now. When we're plugged in somewhere, the noise will be minimal. But what I really notice so much is the airflow. And I watched another YouTuber's video that compared the RV airflow and the RV silencer. They actually put both of them in. RV airflow is supposed to increase your flow, and RV silencer is supposed to quiet it. And they were saying that just the RV silencer reduced the airflow to the vents. Not in this case, not in my case. In fact, what it's doing is now I've got a vacuum because it's blown all this crap that was in the vents out because of the pressure that's coming through the vents now. It's fantastic. It's dropped it 2 degrees in no time at all. There's crap that has been blown out of the vents because of the increased pressure of airflow that's now coming through our vents. So it definitely has improved the airflow and absolutely has quieted the noise that the air conditioner compressor itself makes. I'm totally happy and satisfied and looking forward to our summer trip through the hot desert with our new accommodations with the RV AC silencer. All right, so my only complaint about the RV AC silencer is now that I have to vacuum my entire RV because of the increased airflow that's coming through the vents. But I'm just being sarcastic. I mean, I do have to vacuum because of that, but I'm totally happy, thrilled, and we're ready now for our summer trip. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and watch some of our travel videos. We try to document our adventures. We've been to the Grand Canyon, Sedona, along the California coast, and this summer we're going to be traversing from California through Utah, Nevada, into Wyoming and South Dakota. And thanks, RV AC Silencer, for your product. It's a total game changer.